Hello. On this edition of Commuter Connections, we'll show you the best way to Ravens football at M&T Bank Stadium. The Komen Race for the Cure is not far off. We've got important information about that annual event. And a look back to MTA's beginnings with a visit to the Baltimore Streetcar Museum. All right here.
MTA TV, the recipient of a 2015 Telly Award for Television Excellence.
I'm Anthony Brown. Welcome to Commuter Connections. We're definitely enjoying Orioles baseball, but it's that time of year when sports fans have not just America's favorite pastime, baseball, but also the excitement of preseason football to enjoy with Ravens preseason action now underway. The question is, how will you get to Raven football at M&T Bank Stadium this season? Joining us with a look at MTA's winning plan for getting there on game day is MTA Director of Media Relations, Sandy Arnett. Sandy, welcome to Commuter Connections.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, good to see you. Hey, before we get to how you get there, how do you think the Ravens are going to do this season?
Well, you know, I'm rooting for the Ravens.
That's good.
I know they started out that preseason opener with a win.
Yes.
And I'm going to remain optimistically hopeful that they're going to pull it off. I think they're going to come strong this season.
Great. And you couldn't come on this show and root for any other team. I just want to let you know.
Exactly. You see, I'm in purple
today,
you're
in
right?
purple.
So I'm rooting for the Ravens.
Good for you. All right. So how many fans attend the football games at M&T Bank Stadium? Do you know that number?
The stadium seats roughly over 71,000 fans,
Wow.
which is a lot of people. And Ravens fans are in. They come in force to cheer on the team. So usually it's a full house on game day.
Wow. So we're going to detail all the options, but generally, what are the options to get to M&T Bank Stadium using the MTA?
Okay. Well, actually, there's several options for people who want to come in on game day. And they're convenient, they're safe, reliable transportation. You have the light rail, which runs from Hunt Valley to the Cromwell Station, Glen Burnie stop. And people can just get off at the Hamburg Street stop and walk over to the stadium.
Okay.
You have Metro, the Metro system, and that runs from Owings Mills through downtown Baltimore to Johns Hopkins Hospital. So riders can get off at the Charles Center station, short walk over to the stadium. We have about 31 different bus routes that travel around the city into downtown and can drop riders off at station stops that are conveniently located to the stadium, just a short walk. And of course, we have the MARC weekend service now. We launched this probably about a year and a half ago, and it's been a great hit.
Yes.
So this enables people that are in the DC area to be able to take the MARC Penn Line service into Baltimore Penn Station. They can transfer there to the light rail and then come over to the Hamburg Street stop. And again, that's just adjacent to the stadium. So very convenient, very easy.
Number of options. So we've got light rail, Metro, MARC train, and regular bus. So if we go backwards a bit, so light rail, the stadium is right next to Oriole Baseball Stadium. So you said the stop is right there at the stadium. And which stop is it again?
For light rail, that would be your Hamburg Street.
Hamburg Street station. And what's the fare?
Now the fare, it's $1.70 one way.
Okay.
Or riders can purchase the all-day pass for just $4. And then we also offer what we call the MTA Ravens Season Transit Pass. This is just $40.
Okay.
And it gives you unlimited rides. This is on home game days.
Okay.
And it's unlimited rides on your light rail, your Metro subway, as well as the local bus. And that's during the preseason, regular season, as well as postseason.
Okay, and we talked specifically about light rail right there at the Hamburg Street stop, if you use that system.
Yes.
Metro subway, I would imagine maybe Charles Center. Charles Center would be your best option there.
Yes, that would be your best.
And that pass that you referenced, can you use that on the Metro and the bus also?
Yes, you can. Now with the MARC weekend service, that is $8 each way.
Okay, and let's focus. So the MARC weekend service, I guess it's a little over a year old now.
Yes.
And for those who are watching us for the first time, it might be news to them. There's weekend service now
Yes,
for MARC.
we now, probably for the last year and a half, we've offered weekend MARC service.
Oh, good. And that includes Sundays.
Yes, it does.
Convenient ride.
Very convenient.
Ride
Very convenient.
to the Raven. And of course, all the Washington fans are really Raven fans anyway, right?
Of course they are, Anthony. Of course they are.
All right, good. So the fare again, what's the MARC fare?
The MARC fare will be $8 each way.
Okay. Hey, Cindy, so why should persons choose MTA to get to the Raven Stadium?
Well, I know I touched on it a little bit, just talking about it being safe, reliable, convenient, and affordable. But I mean, when you think about it, having probably over 71,000 people pouring into downtown Baltimore to see the Ravens, that's traffic. It's going to create traffic. It's going to create a lot of it. So I'd really say that by taking MTA, you're avoiding the traffic congestion. You're not at risk of paying a fortune for parking.
Parking, indeed.
And it's hassle-free. I mean, that's really the bottom line. So you're relaxed, you get to the game, you're ready to see a great game, and you're not worried about how you're getting there. You're not worrying about, I got to get the car, I got to gas it up, I got to worry about getting downtown.
The price of gas also.
Oh yeah, it's the best way to get downtown to the game, and so we do recommend that you take MTA. And if you haven't tried it, we tell people try it out. We're sure you're going to like it.
Any concerns about the end of the game? Service runs, I guess, a couple hours after the game ends?
I'm glad that you brought that up. Actually, if the game runs over, and this is beyond MTA's normal operating times, the light rail as well as the Metro subway system will remain open 1 hour past the end of the game. So one thing that we encourage riders to do is to promptly make their way to the train once that game ends.
Okay, and the MTA has been doing this for years.
Yes.
I think the public celebrates the service. I haven't heard any complaints.
No complaints.
No
so
news
far,
is
so
news.
good. No news is good news in this case.
And I guess for information, the regular 539-5000 is
That's
the way to get the
correct.
information?
Well, we encourage people to go on the website, which is mta.maryland.gov, and certainly you can check us out on Facebook and Twitter. And I bought these. These are just two references that, again, that I touched on today that can give you transit options to the Ravens games.
The game playbook.
Yes.
Does this give like the strategies for the actual team or, oh no, it's the MTA information. I'm sorry. Okay, I digress. All right, thank you.
Thank you for having me
All right,
again.
it's a pleasure talking to you today. Coming up next, a look at one of our region's most important annual events. It's the Komen Race for the Cure. Stay with us. Each year, thousands of participants assemble for one of the area's largest and most successful efforts in the fight against breast cancer. It's the annual Komen Race for the Cure. MTA is a proud co-sponsor of this event, and Komen, Maryland's Race Development Manager, Kim Marzullo, joins us with more on this year's Komen Race. Kim, welcome to Commuter Connections.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. First of all, let's get the date out of the way. When is the race?
The Komen, Maryland Race for the Cure in Hunt Valley is scheduled for Sunday, October 25th.
Sunday, October 25th. And how long has the race existed?
This is our 23rd year.
23rd year. And how'd the race come to be? A little background on it.
Sure. Our first race was held in 1993. We were in Baltimore City for the first race. We had 2,200 participants, and that race raised about $155,000.
Wow. Okay.
So if you fast forward to today, we're expecting about 20,000 attendees, and our goal is to raise $2 million.
$2 million. That is awesome. Great cause. And now you said Hunt Valley. Exactly where does it take place in Hunt Valley?
Sure. The race village is located at Executive Plaza. It's the intersection of Shawan and McCormick Roads.
And how long is the race?
Sure. It's a 5K. There's a timed run as well as a walk. We also have a 1 mile family fun walk.
Okay. It's great because it's a family event, right?
It is.
Tell me more about that.
Sure, absolutely. We encourage our participants to start teams. So we have a lot of family teams that come out. We have participants bringing strollers, young kids, and we do have a Kids for the Cure area as well. So some fun activities for kids that are out that day.
Okay, it's a great cause. It's a great event. I've had the opportunity to participate in
Wonderful.
it. I've walked it. I've sponsored persons. Why is this an important event for Maryland?
The money that's raised through the race, 75% of the net funds stay local here in Maryland, and those funds are used for local education programs as well as screening, treatment, and support services. The remaining 25% is reserved exclusively for national research projects, which we see a lot of that come back here to Maryland institutions, which is great.
And I think we were talking about it's a family event. People put teams together. I guess for many persons, this is an annual event where it's almost like a homecoming and an opportunity to remember or celebrate the life of a loved one.
Absolutely. A lot of our participants in teams rally around someone who was recently diagnosed or is celebrating survivorship, maybe someone who is still going through treatment. So there are a lot of activities to celebrate our survivors. We do a survivor parade during the day. It's a great opportunity for our survivors, and they really bond together during that parade. We take a survivor photo, and then this year we have added a survivor dance party, which we think will be a great addition and a lot of fun.
Dancing is always a lot of fun. So registering to participate in the race, how do you do that?
Sure. You can register online. Our website is communmd.org/2015. You can register as an individual, join a team, start a team, and then we always encourage anyone who has questions to, there's more information on the website, or they can also call our office, which is 410-433-RACE.
433 race. And I should mention, we said Hunt Valley, so MTA is a co-sponsor,
Yes.
so I've got to plug MTA services.
Absolutely.
You're right there at Hunt Valley. You can catch the light rail and get off right there, and you're there.
Definitely. The MTA generously donates light rail passes for the day.
Wow.
So we have a form on our website for participants to request those passes. We mail them out in advance of the race, and it just makes the day a little easier.
Okay, you mentioned it, but I think it's worth mentioning again. The goal for what you want to raise this year?
$2 million is our fundraising goal.
$2 million, and how many persons?
20,000.
20,000
Yes.
persons. Let me go back to last year. What were the numbers for last year?
Sure. We had about 20,000 people on race day last year, and we raised just over 1.5 million.
1.5. So $500,000 we're trying to add.
Yes. We are.
We're trying to add. So how do we encourage persons to get involved? These teams. How do you build your teams? Any pointers for persons doing that?
Sure, absolutely. We have teams that start from workplaces. So we have a lot of companies that start teams. They rally around someone in the office who may have been diagnosed, or it's a great bonding experience for companies as well to come out and do something that's healthy and to support a great cause. We also get a lot of friends and family teams as well that come out and support their survivors in their group, and it's really a fun day.
Hey, and I've observed a lot of faith organizations also come out and put teams together.
Yes, churches. We have health clubs and gyms. Absolutely.
All right, great. And let's give out one more time website and phone number for those persons who want to register.
Sure. You can find more information at communmd.org/2015. And then our office number is 410-433-RACE.
Kim, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Great cause.
Thank
Have
you.
a great time this year. Hope you raise the $2 million.
Thank you. We hope to see you on race day.
Okay, I got to check my calendar and get in shape to get out there, okay?
Sounds good.
I can walk it too, right?
Absolutely.
Walk it.
Absolutely.
A lot of options. Thanks so much again.
Thank you.
For some, it's hard to believe the fun of summertime has come to an end, especially for area students who are returning to the classroom for the start of another school year. MTA is working hard to make the return to school a safe and successful one for students.
It's that time of year again. Kids dread it, parents love it, and the MTA is doing its part to make sure that the transition for back to school is a smooth one.
To prepare for back to school, the MTA is going to be issuing S-Passes again through the schools. The S-Pass is a magnetic ticket that the students can use to ride back and forth to school between the hours of 5 in the morning to 8 p.m. at night. The S-Pass can be used to ride our local bus services, the Metro Subway, and the light rail.
The passes work just like a fare card and are very easy to use.
Insert your S-Pass with the arrow facing forward to the slot that says Insert Ticket, and then take it out the other side, and the fare gates will open and you can proceed through. On the back of the pass is the month and the year. They're valid for 1 month, and each month we issue new passes. I think it's a great program, provides transit to the students back and forth to school, and the Baltimore City public school system pays for the transit. The students don't have to pay anything out of pocket.
With the addition of almost 30,000 students riding our service a month, the MTA encourages safe, respectful behavior with alluring incentives.
MTA has a program called Ride, Respect, Relax that they have rolled out to the students who are starting back to school. And this program is where MTA partner with local businesses, and for the students who sign up and they pledge to follow that campaign of great behavior on the transit system, they will end up getting certain discounts from those partners for their great behavior on the bus. When you see those things that we're looking for as far as behavior, it's that they speak in normal tones, it's no profanity, they are respecting other passengers who are on the bus. We ask that when they actually get on the bus, they have a seat. It's not a whole lot of horse playing on the bus, so they don't incur any type of injuries. You know, we ask that they keep all of their hands, their head, their arms, and any items from going through the windows or hanging them outside the windows.
Yes, the MTA prides itself on getting students to school safely and reliably so that they can get a great education.
Coming up next, a trip to the Baltimore Streetcar Museum for a look at transit's past. Stay with us. Baltimore has a very rich transit history, and it's all chronicled on display right here in town at the Baltimore Streetcar Museum. From interesting exhibits to an actual ride back in time on an original Baltimore streetcar. The museum is a great place to visit and surely an exciting place the entire family will enjoy. Joining us with a look at what you'll find there is Jerry Kelly from the Baltimore Streetcar Museum. Jerry, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I certainly appreciate it, as does the museum.
Oh, that's great. I really appreciate that. It's good to have you. Tell us, where is the museum? Let's start there.
Okay, the museum's located at 1901 Falls Road, which is just about 2 blocks from Penn Station. People can recognize where it is, and very easy to get to by automobile. And also we have a website, of course, which gives our exact address and various directions from different part of town.
All right, good. How long has the Streetcar Museum been operating?
Since 1966 it started. 1966 was the beginning, and we've been very fortunate. We were up near Lake Roland for a short period of time with another group, but through the work of Baltimore City, we were able to locate at 1901 Falls Road, which was the site of the former Maryland and Pennsylvania Railroad.
Wow.
And a car house, a metal building, was built for us. Over the years, we've had very good fortune from Baltimore City, the state, and the federal government. We have a nice visitor center now, brick 1.5-story building we're very proud of. But the most important thing is, I think, is that we are a all-volunteer organization. We have no payroll.
Okay.
Everything is done on site, from the laying of rail, putting poles up, maintaining the streetcars, repairing them, fixing them, whatever, all done by volunteers.
And I think it's important because you said laying the track, et cetera, because, and we mentioned this when we opened, there's an operating streetcar that you can ride right there at the location?
Oh, several of them. We always have 2, 3, 4 cars out in service, and you can experience different type of cars. Each car represents a different era. We have one car that we're very proud of that started life back, we think, around 1880 as a horse car. Later on in the 1890s, when Baltimore had their cable car system, it was a trailer pulled by a cable car. Then after 1900, the car was electrified, and served for many years as a streetcar.
Wow.
And it's our pride and joy, and just recently it was completely rebuilt from top to bottom. It shines like a brand new penny and is our pride and joy.
That's great. Now, is there a fee for visiting the museum?
Yes, sir. The fee for an adult is $10, $8 for children and seniors, but that gives you all day, noon to 5, on Saturday and Sundays this time of year, to ride streetcars, look at the exhibits, visit the various things we have, and you ride more than one car. You can ride as many times as you like in a 5-hour period.
That's great. And I'm glad you mentioned even the price for seniors and kids, because we open with this. It's a great place for the entire family.
Oh, it's family oriented. It's family oriented. Plus the grounds are also handicap accessible. I always like to point out, however, the streetcars are historical landmarks on wheels, so they have not been altered.
Okay.
But we do everything we can to accommodate everybody.
That's good. I found this interesting, Jerry, when we were talking before the interview. So your fascination with streetcars back to when you were 5 years old?
Around that time, we lived out in what's now Evanston Village at that time, and I used to walk down to Evanston Avenue and wait for my father to come home from work. And I used to write down the numbers of the streetcars as they went by. Don't ask me why, but I did, and that started my love of them, and I've just followed that ever since. Never worked for the transit company, but I love the history. I love the history, and the streetcars back in their days are what allowed Baltimore to develop. Originally, Baltimore started down at Fells Point, foot of Broadway. Look how it's grown. And over the years, that means you could live over here, you could work over here. You could live here, go to school up here, all because of streetcars.
That's great. You're a great promoter for transit, Jerry. I like that.
Thank you.
Now, exactly what do you do for the museum? What's your job at the museum?
Okay, I'm qualified to operate the cars.
Okay.
And I'm also a dispatcher, which we have a person in charge whenever the museum is open. But my primary duties right now with the museum are what we call tours, charters, and rentals.
Okay.
We have weddings, we have birthday parties, we have any kind of event. We've had people come to do film work for advertising. So I do all the things that nobody ever sees.
That's great. But you do it well because people don't complain, so you must do it very well.
I haven't got fired.
Okay, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right, again, so, and I'm glad you mentioned that tours, but weddings, it's available for weddings
Yes, sir.
and special events, parties, etc. So there's a room there where you could have a reception and things like
Very
that?
much so, yes. We recently had a wedding where we had probably close to 100 people. They set up a marquee. I know outside was some outside seating. We had seating inside. And it was a nice, warm May day. We lucked out. We lucked out.
So, Jerry, if persons want to get information, how do they do that?
The best bet is go to our website. Just put in Baltimore Streetcar Museum. You're going to find a nice website. Very, very good. I did not have anything to do with it, but it's very well done and very nice, and I think you'll find everything you need there. Phone number, admission prices, hours of operation, the whole thing.
Thank you, Jerry. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I certainly appreciate it.
Okay. That brings us to the end of another Commuter Connections program. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Take care.